Hi, I'm Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Today we're going to conquer the jelly roll race. This is going to be so much fun. A while ago I was up in a little shop in Iowa called Quilt With Me. It's in Lucas, and I walked into the shop and I saw this quilt that was all just stripped, sewn together with the slashes. Didn't know what was going on, and the lady showed me how to do it, and I asked, can I tutorial this? Well, now it's been a lot on the web. There's a lot of jelly roll racing going on the web, but I wanted to show you firsthand how to do this because this is so much fun. If you ever want a quilt top that you can do from start to finish in about 45 minutes, this is the one for you. Take a look at this one behind me. This one is so much fun because this is Meadow Friends by Moda, and Meadow Friends has a boy line and a girl line. So you can just pick up a jelly roll and you know it's all going to coordinate boy or it's all going to coordinate girl. Here's one over here that is made with Swiss chocolate by Robert Kaufman. And one of the things I love about the jelly roll race is that it does a great job of showing the line. Look at all the different fabrics in this line, and yet it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just really pretty. Now I have another one over here. I want to show you one more really quick, and this one is from the Moda line, Amelia by Me and My Sister. And if I could have some help holding this over here, that'd be great. This is my husband, Ron. He's my best helper. It's good to have a tall husband when you need these kind of things. But isn't this so much fun? Take a look at that. I mean, it just shows, it's all the different strips. It's just quick and easy. You're just gonna love this. Okay, for this project, what you're gonna need is a jelly roll. Lots of us have jelly rolls and we're not exactly sure what to do with them sometimes. And this is a fun one, the Pezzy print by American Jane. And you're also gonna need your scissors, and that's really all you're gonna need to complete this project. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this jelly roll and we're gonna leave it intact the way it comes on the roll. So we're gonna find the end of it here. There we go. And we're just gonna open it up like this and lay it down, and we're gonna start sewing these together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my sewing machine over here. You're going to want to make sure you have several bobbins wound because really all you do is sew. I mean, you're just going to sew, 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 sew. We're going to attach all these together. So you're going to bring your jelly roll over here by your sewing machine, and these strips are going to go together just as they came off the jelly roll. We're going to put them together just as they came off, and we're going to put them together like this, and we're going to sew corner to corner on the 45. So you just want to make sure that you're going to sew corner to corner on the 45, and we're going to sew all these strips together. So you're going to have 1,600 inches of strips that go way out there. I mean, it's just going to be this one long jelly roll strip. So let's go back and let me show you how we do this, how we attach these so you can see them real easily. Okay, so get comfy behind your sewing machine. Again, we're going to sew our strips all together, one after the other, and we're just going to sew at the 45 from corner to corner. This isn't rocket science. It doesn't have to be perfect, so we don't have to draw the line and all that. We're just going over to our sewing machine, and we're going to attach these and just eyeball it just straight across and sew from corner to corner. So here's what we do. So now the next, you're going to take this end piece right here, and you're going to put it over here, and you're just going to keep attaching these strips. So here comes the next one. And then the next one, and we just keep attaching these like this. So as you get to the end of your strip, you're going to reach down and you're going to grab a hold of that, the tail end of that, and you're going to lay it up here. And we're sewing these right sides together. This is really the hardest part right here. So you grab your tail, lay it up with your color, your bright side up, then you put your bright side down toward it, right sides together, turn it and put it under here and sew it. And we're just going to keep doing this. Okay, so we're through with the first part. So now what we have to do is we have to cut all these apart. We've got this great string of them going here. We just chain pieced them right through. So let's grab our scissors. Now here's what we do. We're going to trim this off like this and clip it. Okay? So we got to do this to the whole roll. So we're trimming and clipping. And they're all right there together. Trimming about 1/4 inch. So let's get doing that. All right, this is the last one. Whew, that was some work right there. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut off about 18 inches of this strip. And I say about because it just really doesn't matter. So we're right there. The reason you do this, and this just goes away. The reason you do this is you want your staggers to be in the centers. You don't want them to be right on the ends. Okay, so now what you do is you're going to take this piece and you're going to find the end of your strip, which is going to take some time. Okay, woo, here we go. Here we are at the end. Then you're going to put these right sides together and you're going to sew those two strips together. So here we go. And this is where, when guilds do this, this is where the racing begins. You know, you get all that first start done where you're sewing them, you know, at the 45, and then everybody has their two strips, and this is where the racing begins. So here we go. Okay, here we are at the end. Finally. These first two pieces take the longest because you're sewing 1,600 inches. So now we've got the ends here. We're going to open those up. Sorry, didn't mean to. So we're going to open them up like this. Then we're going to find the other end. Have to go through all this. Now we're down to 800 inches only of jelly roll strips. And we're going to sew these two together. Oh, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to put these two right sides together with these two, just like this, and sew again. And we're just going to keep doing this. When we get to the end, you cut that fold and you bring that piece up and attach it to the front and you sew all the way down. So let's go ahead and do this a few more times. I know you can't believe it. We are down to our last row. Didn't this go fast? Isn't it amazing? All right, hang on just a sec here. We're in for the home stretch. This is the closest you're ever going to see me to a marathon. Actually, someday I'd really like to run a marathon. All right, here we go. All righty, so let me check this out. And now I'm going to cut this last one in half right here. All right, you ready for the big reveal? Okay, here is our Pezzy top. Look at that, how cute is that? No planning, straight off the roll. We got some colors together, some not. Just goes like this. And this is that awesome, Pezzy print. That awesome Pezzy print jelly roll. And in that amount of time, we made this little top. Be fun to border it in a solid. I think I'll probably do it in a solid, maybe orange or green or even red. And your top is done. I mean, just like that. It's so much fun. So a few things to watch for. Watch for your top thread not to run out. Watch for your bobbin not to run out. You want to stop and do a bobbin check every so often. Watch to make sure you're actually sewing your rows when you think you're sewing your rows. And other than that, this is a piece of cake. And we hope you enjoyed this tutorial from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. That was a good one.
Is that the joke?
I have no